This struggle is a force, this struggle is a mirror, this struggle is a door. What most people call pain, the disciplined call practice. What most people call delay, the faithful call development. And what most people run from, the consistent embrace. Repeat 3 words, repeat 3 words, repeat 3 words. Consistency is not convenient. It's not always comfortable, but it is always necessary. It is the quiet builder of empires, the invisible hand behind every form of mastery. If you look behind any great invention, movement, or legacy, you will find not just passion, you will find persistence, you will find the grind, you will find repetition that seemed insane to the casual eye, but revolutionary to the committed heart. Repeat 3 words. Every time you wake up and choose to push forward, you cast a vote for the person you are becoming. It is not the dramatic moments that define your destiny. It is the daily ones, the days when you show up despite the doubt. The hours when you train despite the fatigue, the minutes when you stay locked in while others drift. Force yourself forward, force yourself forward, force yourself forward. This struggle is a blessing. Not because it feels good, but because it works good into your bones. Struggle is a sculptor. It molds you, it reveals you. It requires you to show up when the applause is gone and the fire in your chest is faint. But keep pressing, keep choosing, keep returning, repeat 3 words. People admire the result, but they rarely honor the routine. They see the success, but not the repetition. They applaud the outcome, but they never ask what was sacrificed for consistency. The secret is in the schedule, the magic is in the motion, the breakthrough is in the boredom. Repeat 3 words. There is no such thing as momentum without repetition. You don't stumble into greatness, you rehearse your way there. You don't arrive on accident, you build a bridge with every small act of consistency. 1 page, 1 rep, 1 phone call, 1 brick, 1 brick, 1 brick. The mind resists the uncomfortable, the body pleads for comfort. The spirit, though, is always willing. Your job is to align all 3. That takes leadership, that takes intentionality, that takes repetition. Force yourself to keep going even when no one claps. Force yourself to keep rising when it's easier to sleep. Force yourself to remember why you started. Repeat 3 words. Success is never a matter of intensity alone. It is a matter of integrity to the process. Are you loyal to the thing you said you wanted? Do your actions reflect your ambitions? Or are you chasing fireworks without setting the fuse? Repeat 3 words. A great life is not built in a single explosion of effort. A great life is brick by brick, layer by layer, day by day. It is reading when you're tired, working when you're uninspired, showing up when the feelings are gone, but the purpose remains. Purpose over feelings, purpose over feelings, purpose over feelings. You must force yourself to persist. The rewards are real, but they do not come to those who dabble. They come to the builders, the believers, the bulldogs of consistency who refuse to stop when things go cold, who refuse to quit when it's quiet, who refuse to bow to delay. Repeat 3 words. If you only act when it's easy, you will never have what others don't. You must act when it's hard. You must show up when it's boring. You must continue when no one else does. That's the difference between a dreamer and a doer, between wishing and walking, between talent and transformation. Repeat 3 words. Repetition is reputation. What you do often becomes who you are. If you want to become strong, lift often. If you want to become wise, read daily. If you want to be disciplined, delay gratification over and over again until your habits no longer negotiate with your feelings. Repeat 3 words. The enemy of growth is not failure. The enemy of growth is inconsistency. Anyone can start, few can stay. Anyone can flash brilliance. Few can bring their lunch pail to work every single day and chip away at the mountain. That's who wins. That's who rules. That's who lasts. Repeat 3 words. You may feel behind. You may feel defeated. But if you can discipline your mind to keep showing up, everything will fall into place, not overnight, but inevitably. Not immediately, but eventually, because systems outlast sparks, because commitment outweighs convenience, because habits beat hype. Repeat 3 words. Don't chase intensity, chase consistency. A person who walks a mile every day will surpass the person who runs 10 miles once a month. The compound effect is not a theory. It is the invisible hand that builds kingdoms while the world is asleep. Repeat 3 words. Success is rhythm. Rhythm creates flow. Flow creates alignment. Alignment creates impact. And impact creates legacy, but it starts with rhythm. It starts with repetition. It starts with the simple decision to keep showing up. Force yourself forward. Force yourself forward. Force yourself forward. Don't underestimate the power of a single act repeated 1,000 times. Water does not cut stone with force. It cuts stone with patience, with frequency, with rhythm. Repeat 3 words. You may think it doesn't matter, that no one notices your discipline, that your sacrifice is invisible. But what's invisible today will be undeniable tomorrow. The seed doesn't scream, but it still grows. The root system is hidden, but it still strengthens. Your effort is not lost. Repeat 3 words. Keep pushing, keep building, keep aligning, because the promise is real. The process is proven. The pain is part of the preparation. Your reward is waiting on the other side of your repetition. Repeat 3 words. Success doesn't come from bursts of brilliance, but from persistent, disciplined effort over time. The world often celebrates the moment of breakthrough, the flash of genius, the highlight reel of achievement. But what goes unseen is the grind, the process, the thousands of repetitions that made that one moment possible. Brilliance is not a lightning strike, it's a slow burn. It's not a performance, it's a pattern. What separates the average from the extraordinary isn't talent alone, but consistency. When you repeat something often enough, it becomes part of you. Repetition creates rhythm, and rhythm is what keeps you in motion when motivation dies. Emotion is fickle, excitement fades, but rhythm sustains. It becomes the silent drummer in the background of your life, guiding your actions and aligning your behavior with your vision. This rhythm becomes your discipline, and discipline over time shapes your destiny. Most people wait for inspiration to act, but those who succeed act until inspiration comes. They show up on the days they don't feel like it. They do the work when no one is watching. They grind through the silence, knowing that consistency is never wasted. Every small act compounds. Every decision to try again builds resilience. Every effort plants a seed that eventually grows. When done consistently, even the most ordinary actions become powerful. A simple habit, repeated daily, creates a compounding effect that the world cannot ignore. It doesn't have to be spectacular, it just has to be steady. A page written every day becomes a novel. A workout done every day becomes strength. A word of encouragement spoken every day becomes a legacy. The key is not intensity. The key is consistency. The ordinary becomes extraordinary when done with devotion. Think of water dripping on stone. 1 drop is nothing, 10 drops still nothing, but over time the repeated drop carves into the rock, not because of force, but because of faithfulness. That's how mastery is built. Not in one grand effort, but in 1,000 tiny choices stacked on top of one another, day after day, hour after hour. Consistency turns the invisible into the undeniable. It is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's the space where your commitment is tested and your identity is forged. It doesn't shout. It doesn't beg for attention. It simply repeats. It shows up, and eventually it wins. So if you want success, stop chasing moments. Start building habits. Stop waiting for permission. Start taking action. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it, because the person who repeats with discipline becomes the person who excels with confidence. Repetition is not just practice, it is prophecy. What you do repeatedly determines what you become permanently. Repeat 3 words. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. Your feelings are not always aligned with your goals. That's a truth most people avoid, and it's why so many dreams are delayed or destroyed. We are taught to follow our hearts, to listen to our emotions, to wait until we feel ready, but feelings are fickle. They fluctuate with sleep, with weather, with words spoken by others, or even just with time. If you allow your emotions to determine your discipline, you will remain inconsistent, and inconsistency is the enemy of success. On the hard days, the days when everything feels heavy, when your mind is clouded, when progress feels distant, you must do what champions do, force yourself forward. Those 4 words are not just a command, they are a lifeline. They remind you that you are not a victim of your feelings. You are the master of your movements. Your purpose must be stronger than your pain. Your vision must be louder than your fatigue, and your commitment must outweigh your comfort. True growth does not come from doing what you feel like doing. It comes from doing what you need to do, especially when you don't feel like doing it. The gym when you're tired, the prayer when you're discouraged, the work when no one notices. That's where the gap closes between average and excellence. That's where growth lies, not in the sunshine of ease, but in the storm of effort. The people who rise are not always the most talented, but they are often the most disciplined. They force themselves forward when others freeze. They push through the wall when others turn around. They don't ask, "Do I feel like it today?" They declare, "It's what I do." That internal leader, ship over your body, your mind, your spirit, is what creates transformation. Acting regardless of mood is a superpower. It removes excuses. It breaks cycles. It teaches your mind to respect your mission. Every time you override how you feel and choose what's right, you rewire your brain. You create a habit of winning. You create a track record of action. You teach yourself that your goals are not negotiable even when your energy is. Fatigue will come, resistance will whisper lies, recognition will sometimes be absent. But your task remains the same. Force yourself forward. Your consistency in the shadows will shine one day in the spotlight, not because it was easy, but because it was earned, and that kind of growth, the kind born in struggle and sustained in silence, is the most unshakable kind of all. Repeat 3 words. Show up anyway. Repeat 3 words. Push past doubt. Repeat 3 words. Lead yourself first. No one said it would be comfortable, but it will be worth it, because the life you want doesn't respond to feelings, it responds to force. Force yourself forward, force yourself forward, force yourself forward. What you do repeatedly becomes who you are. This is not just a motivational phrase, it's a psychological and spiritual truth. Every action you take is a vote for the kind of person you are becoming. Every repetition, every habit, every small decision, especially the ones no one sees, begins to shape your identity. You may think you are just doing the thing, but over time, the thing starts doing something to you. You don't just build routines, routines build you. Consistency is not about checking off boxes. It's about aligning your behavior with your beliefs again and again until there is no longer a gap between what you say and what you do. You don't just do consistent things, you become a consistent person. It becomes your nature, your rhythm, your reputation. People may not know what day you decided to commit, but they'll notice the strength in your discipline. They'll sense the stability in your spirit. They'll feel the gravity of your presence, because consistency always builds character. Your character is not revealed in grand gestures, in the moments when everyone's watching. Your character is carved in the daily decisions you make when no one is around. It's formed when you get up and work even though you're tired. It's formed when you speak the truth even when it's unpopular. It's formed when you forgive even when you could stay bitter. These are the choices that mold your integrity and shape your inner foundation. The truth is, no one becomes great by accident. People become who they are through a series of decisions repeated over time. You want to be strong, then practice strength in your choices. You want to be disciplined, then discipline your habits. You want to be wise, Then choose wisdom consistently, not just when it's easy or obvious. Your identity is the echo of your consistency. We often admire others for their courage, their success, their influence, but rarely do we trace it back to the invisible repetitions that created it, the late nights, the early mornings, the refusal to quit, the decision to stay focused. Behind every great result is a great routine. Behind every strong leader is a strong habit. Behind every powerful life is a pattern of faithful decisions. So take your small decisions seriously. Take your private habits seriously. What you repeat becomes real. It becomes a pattern that defines your life. You don't rise to the level of your potential. You fall to the level of your practice. And your practice is your power. Repeat 3 words, show up daily. Repeat 3 words, choose with purpose. Repeat 3 words, build your name. You are not just becoming better at something, you are becoming someone new. Consistency is not about perfection, it's about identity. You become what you do, you become what you repeat. So repeat the right things, and you'll become the right person.